What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's happening with Elon Musk, as we have some very big updates involving him and his trip to Indonesia, not to mention some very big updates on Tesla stock alongside other tickers out there from SPY to the QQQ. But before I break the devil's information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, deposit $100, you guaranteed 7 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon in just about 8 days from now. Anyways, for Tesla, as you guys can see, we have a very nice looking uptrend on this trend line right here. And it so far is trying to hold up quite decently. Now, if Tesla holds this trend line, we're going to be looking for a bounce very soon back up towards this imbalance on the 30 minutes time frame. But if we end up losing this trend line, depending on the news that comes out tomorrow, then yes, we could end up dipping down even lower. So I'm going to break down more details about this in just a couple of minutes. I first want to talk about Elon Musk, as we have some big updates involving him. So Elon Musk has been visiting many parts of the world. He went to Indonesia very recently, and he's been talking with other officials about potentially building an EV plant over there. So that's some very big news that's come out. I know that this is nothing like new, since we did have information about this before, but there is more confirmation about this, and Musk has been kind of like responding very well. So when it comes to the way things are basically going right now, Elon Musk met up with the president of Indonesia, and then he also both of them actually attended the World Water Forum on Monday. And then many Indonesian officials ended up speaking to him about the idea of building a facility or a gigafactory in the country, and Musk seemed to respond very well. The reports are saying that they made an offer, and it's very possible to build an EV battery plant over here. That's what they're saying Elon Musk is saying, and he's open to considering it. On top of this, Musk was talking a lot more about investing in an AI center in Indonesia, so that's some very big news. There's a lot of comparative advantages of actually going all the way out there. On top of that, Musk did tweet this. He said bringing connectivity to remote communities radically improves access to education and economic opportunities. So big, shout outs to him with the work that they're doing with Starlinks. That's something else worth noting. And then when it comes to the other investors that are kind of looking at this, many officials in Indonesia have come out and they're looking to secure an investment from Elon Musk. And that's actually going to be very interesting. We've seen many officials actually visit the Giga Texas not too long ago. And there's a very interesting looking amount of discussions that keep on coming out. There's also potential high amounts of nickel within the country that could be very useful for battery production and such. So that's going to be very useful as well. And I can't wait to see what else comes from this. But I do want to say that it's very important that Musk is very optimistic about Indonesia. He is always saying there's room for more partnerships. And with all the talk about them building a gigafactory or even an EV plant or a battery pack plant, with all of that being said, that's great news. And I think that Musk being open to this is very optimistic for the future. There's been a lot of talk from the media about how Elon Musk still hasn't finished his 10% layoffs at Tesla, and employees are walking on eggshells every day. And that's very sad to hear. Don't forget that this is not entirely just Elon Musk's fault. We can't just pin everything on him. This is something that a lot of these tech companies have to go through during hardships, during times of high interest rates, and it's something that just has to happen. If you look at what's happened with lots of the leasing companies for rentals and such, they're having some hardships as well. So, Elon Musk and Tesla are in a position where they have to kind of like give more discounts for an extended periods of time. And that's been a little bit more negative for Tesla. So a lot of things happen that are outside of Tesla's control. But as a big bull for the long term, Tesla will be fine for the long term. Short term still has news like this. There's also been a lot of talk right over here about how Elon Musk is still asking for about 25% of Tesla to continue to improve robotics and such. He has been kind of clarifying this as something very important for shareholders. He's saying that he wants 25% of the company, or he won't build AI or robotic companies, products for them at the company. So that's actually very important. That's going to make the company not as worth it moving forward. He could be saying this because he wants, more of the pay package. The pay package, if he does end up exercising his shares, gives him close to like 20% of the company. And then to get the last 5%, he could just buy it back or do something else like that. But he currently owns only about 13%. With the compensation pack, it's actually going to be closer to 18 to 20%, somewhere within that range, depending on the compensation package. And then on top of this, if he does want to acquire more shares, I mean, he'll get close to that with the pay package. That's why he's very interested in that. And he wants to have a larger percentage of voting power in order to help develop AI and robotics, because he believes it's very dangerous and important. Uh, on top of this, he wants to make it very clear that with developing robotics and such, He's going to be very open-minded for it. He doesn't want to just have supreme control overall. He still wants the board and others to have a lot of power to overthrow him just in case something goes wrong. So he's very, very open to the possibility of not trying to have like absolute control or anything like that. But that's something else that he's been talking about. So this relates to his pay package. I believe that he's very, very open to getting it approved so he could get a lot more shares. Then he could eventually start buying more back and doing all sorts of other things. But we'll see what happens with it. He does want 25% of the company, and we'll see how this ends up developing moving forward. All right. Anyways, for Tesla stock, okay. Right now, we're holding support quite nicely. We have a little uptrend right here. Tesla needs to hold this going into tomorrow to get this bounce, so we'll be watching for now. Otherwise, we're just trading completely sideways right now, back and forth price action. Very boring, if anything. We have a resistance at our 200 EMA as well at this 175 zone. In fact, all of our EMAs are in the 175, so that's a very, very tough area. And then our support is just where this white trend line is. We're just holding it, going back and forth, not really doing a whole lot. So I expect a lot of chop to continue for the rest of the day. And we'll have to see what happens tomorrow if we get this bounce or not. But I do think it's going to be kind of boring for the remainder of this day. For SPY, we have a double top like structure, but this kind of resembles a cup that could be forming. Is this going to be symmetrical? Are we about to get a big rejection, start dropping, or is it going to be a cup and handle? As of right now, looking at how the wicks are forming, this does resemble more of a cup and handle. It does resemble that a bit more, in my personal opinion. But just for confirmation, we have to watch and see our levels. So if SPY, and let me show you how this is going to likely look. So we have a nice cup right here. You guys can clearly see that. If SPY holds support like this, right, we kind of shuffle a bit going into tomorrow. Whoops, give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. If we hold this area for tomorrow, let's just say Nvidia's earnings eventually come, and Nvidia helps us continue to rocket, right? This could be a nice cup and handle. We could just continue to push to new all-time highs like this. That's one possibility. But that's not a guarantee because if we end up dipping like this, we end up losing 528. If we lose 528, we're going to invalidate this cup and handle, and we're easily going to be falling back down to about 525, in my opinion. So those are the two possibilities. We just have to hold the a little bit above 528, I would say, for the cup and handles to continue. If we lose 528, we're going to turn a little bit more bearish, and I will anticipate more downside. So I'll be watching this very, very carefully. But for now, as we're holding above 530, we're seeing some buyers defending. This does resemble more of a cup and handle, so we will see how this develops over time. I think Nvidia's earnings will also play a role in whether or not this continues. For the QQQ, it's the same thing essentially. As you guys can see, the more bullish structure played out as we ended up breaking the all-time high, and we're currently sitting near all-time high. So we're actually holding it very well, especially thanks to other stocks out there like Apple and Nvda. So I would say that right now, watch resistance right here at where we currently are, and then 455.5 is the exact level we called out. If we end up continuing to push higher or we break through this, we're easily going up to even higher levels once again. And don't forget, the market is very manipulated, so I wouldn't be surprised if that were to be the case. I'll be watching this level right here, 456.25. Our support is currently at 453.8. If we lose that, watch 452, and we'll be tipping even lower. But overall, bullish structure. For Nvidia, Nvidia is holding up very well. We look bullish on Nvidia. We came all the way down, got a V-shaped like recovery. Look for a dip back down to 944, then a continuation higher towards 960. It looks bullish overall in my personal opinion. For Aapl, Aapl got a nice break above resistance at this 190.5 area. We pushed up to 192, our target. Our support is currently closer to about 190.72, and we have resistance at 192, so I think it could dip a bit and try to bounce. But overall, Apple is still favoring bulls a bit more. For a few more, we have Coinbase getting a nice breakout. We have been pushing all the way up to resistance. We could be looking for a push all the way up to about 222. So there is more upside potential in Coinbase. For Amazon, we're showing some weakness because we ended up losing. We weren't able to break past 185.5. We're actually holding 183. So we're at 183. We're kind of shuffling down here. If we lose that, we're going to be dipping closer to 182. If we hold this, we're going to be looking for a retest of 185. Otherwise, we're just kind of stuck in the middle, not really doing a whole lot. For Meta has a bearish looking structure right now. If we end up losing 469, we're going to be looking for a dip all the way down to about 465. And we have resistance at 472. As of right now, we're just shuffling at 469. The chart's looking a little bit more bearish, so just be careful. For sorry guys, for GME, GME, in my opinion, could actually dip a little bit more to fill this gap towards 17. So I'll be watching for that. For AMC, we're also looking a little bit more bearish. If we do sink a little bit more, we could be dipping towards 3.92. So there is downside potential in that. And that's pretty much it for now. So I'll be very, very patient with the way the market's moving. So for Tesla, we're just shuffling for now. We have support at this trend line, and we have resistance at our 200 EMA in the 175 area. So it's just going back and forth. It's kind of stuck right now. So we'll just give it some time. So that being said, thank you all so much for listening. I hope you guys have an absolutely incredible rest of the day. Please remember the news I talked about with Elon Musk. Most of it's very optimistic. Some things aren't as not as great for the company with the whole layoffs and other things. But I'm just hoping for the best, and I just want to give you guys this quick update. So I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. Thank you for listening, and peace out.